It's 3:01 p.m. Good afternoon from Bangkok. My name is Michele Tomea. I'm from the Thai Italian Chamber of Commerce. Today we start a very interesting activity that is related to hospitality business. As you know, the Thai Italian Chamber of Commerce is launching this series of webinars to promote the business, product, and services among the TICC network, focusing this time on the quality and uniqueness of the Thai hotel and hospitality business to enhance an awareness on the industry. Of course, we are waiting to have more tourists back, but the business community is still very much into operation. Today, we talk about revival of the original, and we're talking with Montien Hotel Surawong Bangkok, an hotel with artistic heritage and a lifestyle hotel. Our distinguished speaker is Mr. Pierre Pelletier, who is the area general manager of Montien Hotel Surawong Bangkok and also the vice president of Conduit House. He will tell us more about Conduit House very soon. About Mr. Pelletier, he is a professional for a long time in hospitality business. He is a multilingual hotelier with over 30 years in hospitality experience in Europe and Asia. He comes from a family of hotelier restaurateurs from Switzerland and graduated from the École of Hôteliers de Lausanne in Switzerland. Mr. Pelletier as well spent over 28 years in Thailand, starting his career in Mandarin Oriental. In recent years, he was based in Phuket as a regional vice president, Operations Southern Thailand, Vietnam, Maldives with Onyx Hospitality Group, and he was responsible for the operational and commercial management of the existing properties and new projects with a strong focus on revenue management, digital marketing, and traditional sales channels to ensure optimum market mix and maximum revenue growth. Okay, very well. With let's say no much further ado, now I would like to invite Pierre to deliver his presentation. And Pierre, thank you a lot for being with us this afternoon.
Sawadee Kap, Michele, kun got, and buongiorno, good afternoon. Thank you very much for the time today. Thank you for the audience to join in, and thank you for all your support from the Thailand Italian Chamber of Commerce. I'm now getting through my presentation. Sorry, just sharing the screen. So before we get into the revival of the original, I believe a lot of you have been to the Montien one way or the other, either stay or eaten into one of the restaurants. The hotel, it's a legend here in Bangkok, in the region. Just to start with, the legend started in 1967. The opening was on the 14th of February by Her Majesty the Queen Mother. And here you can see the insert in the Bangkok Post on the next day, on the 15th of February. Looks like yesterday. As well, the owner, it's 3 generations, started with the grandfather Kowan Tantakit, who realized his lifelong dream to build the Montien Hotel. Started with the South Wing, took over by his son Kun Bunet Tantakit, currently president of the group, who extended the property with the North Wing. And now the 3rd generation, Kun Montien Tantakit, who is the current CEO, managing director of the company. As you see, the Montien was known for its rich Thai art, you know, a lot of very trendy architecture during that time, which is still effective today. and has been the heart and the soul of the society for many, many years. The go-to destination in Bangkok, where royalties, movie stars, president of countries have stayed. If you look here as well, you have a beautiful mural painting of Ajahn Pebun Suvarnakut.
And Pierre, if I can interrupt, can I ask you, let's say, we all know like big hospitality giants like Marriott, Pullman, Holiday Inn, and we know the heritage of Montien. You show us that actually was founded several years ago. And can you share more information about, for example, the name? What does Montien mean, and where is the name come from?
So the Montien means royal house where guest feels warmly welcome and at home. The name was given by Mom Rajdhevee Mittarun Kasemsri, which is the architect who designed the very famous South Wing hotel facade.
Okay, no, thank you very much for.
You're welcome, Michele.
Thank you.
And here as well, you see this beautiful Ajahn Pebun, Suvarnakut painting, on which is reflected throughout the property. So we have really kept the Montien brand aesthetic throughout the revival. And this was really part of the development of the modernized Montien brand visuals.
And would you like to tell us a bit more about Mr. Pebun, about this artistic heritage that Montien uses as his own signature?
Yes, so Ajahn Pebun or Tan Pebun Suvarnakut was a national artist, a neo-traditional Thai painter who created many, many modern Thai mural painting. He had a lot of Thai progressive art, and this art you can find into 3 hotels here in Bangkok, the Anantara, Dusit, and our place here. So it's quite unique, actually, his painting. And you will see it throughout the presentation, Michele, where I will share some more information of Ajahn Pebun Suvarnakut. And now the revival of the original, from artistic heritage to lifestyle hotel. All started in mid-2018, where family Tantakit decided to upgrade the Montien and partnership with Conduit House. The key was to bring this legendary hotel back to life again, to make this independent Thai hotel again the legend here in Bangkok and in the region. The mission was very clear: revive the original Montien story with an update, lifestyle, and technology. For this, we have partnership with P49 Design Associate, Bing Design, Samsung, Komapas Fabric here in Thailand, Shanghai Furniture, and many more, as you will see through the presentation. The partnership was a paramount move from family Tankatik to get in contact with Conduit House and Grant Helly, the CEO, the owner of the company. The Conduit House headquarters is in Hong Kong, have office in Singapore and in Bangkok. Grant is very well known in the region. Grant was the CFO of Hyatt Corporation for Asia Pacific for many years. And his full team throughout Conduit House, it's a mix of very senior veterans from Hyatt and from other big brands. So we are actually the asset management company managing the Montien. I'm part of it as well. And the strategic partner behind Conduit House is Mori Hospitality Corporation, which is 100% subsidiary of Mori Building, one of Japan's largest and most respected real estate investor and developer. So we are doing asset management, capital, and development. So 1.5 billion baht or 50 million US dollar was reinvested into the property. As you can see here, then and now, very important for us was to keep the building, you know, to make sure that we keep the architecture, the outside of the building, which is really part of the legend. And we have totally upgraded the north wing, where we canceled the balcony, and we had a 2 by 2 meters beautiful see-through window instead of having a short balcony. So bigger rooms, very modern. Again, we have built up on 4 core pillars, or let's say values, throughout the revival. One is Thai touches, excellence essentials, local inspiration, and authentic flavor. It was important to combine Thai heritage, Montien stories with modern technologies to bring this legendary hotel back to life. Here, it's the famous mural painting of Ajahn Pebun Suvarnakut in the Montien tip, where you can see Kun Montien, our CEO, Managing Director, and Grant Heli. The mural painting is reflected throughout the property, where we have extracted some component of each mural painting, reflected into the room, into the collateral, and so on. It's the lobby from the north wing, where you can see it's very retro chic design. The full public area is into this type of tone. This is entry level, the deluxe room, 32 square meter. You see the touches of Ajahn Pebun on the corner, which is reflected. We have a total of 39 paintings, which we have extracted from the 4 mural paintings, which are reflected in each room. So you have each room with a different painting on it. And yes, the feedback from the guests is just amazing. You know, the first time, just to give an anecdote, the first time I came over for the interview and I visited the property, for me was just wow, a paradigm shift, you know.
Yeah, Pierre, this is what I was about to ask you. Let's say the new version, the updated version of Montien looks totally different from the previous one. And I see also how art is integrated into the room, the guest areas. Can you tell me about the feedback right now for your guests?
I mean, the feedback from the guests, Michele, is just fantastic. Just look on social media and yes, through all the OTAs for people who have stayed with us. We opened softly the North Wing last November. And the feedback has been tremendous. You know, it's really a paradigm shift. And I think what is very important is that we have kept the heritage blended into the new millennials, you know. And you will see, going now through a few slides, you know, hopefully, yeah, I can bring this modern, sleek touches that we have in each room. You see, this flat screen television technology was very important. You know, we have one of as well, the fastest Wi-Fi connection in town at the moment. Hope you like the new look and feel. We talk about the excellent essential, which was very, very important for us. So we handpick all the designs and amenities with the modern day. Kept in comfort in mind was very important for us as well. Working with the organic bath product from Chacology, local product, you know. Toto sanitary wear was important as well, as we have 30% of our guests are from Japan. Silly mattress imported from the US. And if you see the little local touches as well on the back of the bed, you have this Komapat fabric, which was specially designed for the Montien, the new Montien Surawong. Again, we have 9 design done. So 9 rooms, you know, have different designs throughout the property. Again, so when people are going into a room, it's not every time the same. So there's every time a component of surprise. Technology, again, very important. We have Bluetooth speakers, and as well, we have the 55 Samsung television, which has as well the mirroring. So you can do with your mobile mirroring. Local inspiration. We are blessed by the location here. I think it's one of the best locations in Bangkok, you know, easy to go around, experience local experience and inspiration. We have partnered with a few shops. We have partners with a few destinations where we have our Montien host, you know, who can bring people around and discover things that people have not done yet. You know, there's every time something new to discover in this area. And again, there's a lot of history, culture. We have as well, next year, we will start every 3 months with an art exhibition where we are inviting local community, and part of the proceeds will be given back to CSR again through the local community, which is very important for us. Now, the authentic flavor. Who has not been to Rongtong? Michelin, Bib Gourmand recognized restaurants, Thai, Chinese street food. Again, we have kept what we had and put into the new millennials presentation. And this was done through the current chefs we have, Chef Amnoe, who has been with us for many, many years, who has secret recipe of the khao man gai, the famous one, and as well Kun Ponchai, our chef. And here we are. So khao man gai, that's as well, when I started here, when I mentioned to my family and to friends I was moving to the Montien, the first thing they say, the best khao man gai in the region. I was laughing and I say, yes, I have been there too, you know. So if you have not tried yet, please come over. Just to give you a small
I can
anecdote.
testify.
You tried, yeah?
yeah. I tried. I can be a test, but I testify that it was good and very rich, the portion when we passed by visiting you and your team.
Thanks, Michele. I will make sure I share it with the team. And what is amazing as well with this khao man gai is that even now with the previous lockdown, we were doing almost 350, 450 covers every day of delivery home. And since we have just reopened now a week ago, the restaurant with social distancing, we still do our 200, 300 covers a day. So it's really something where people like, and we have again reinvented ourselves. Part of the revival, Michele, was as well to have it east meet west, and we hire one of the most famous chef here in Bangkok in the region, Chef Hervé. Chef Hervé Frérard is it's a legend as well. I mean, he's a director of culinary, so he's in charge of whatever we do in banqueting and F&B throughout the property. And we have a little corner on Rama 4 entrance, just next to Rongtong, called Param 4. It's a 30-seat restaurant. In the morning, we have some nice French croissant from Chef Hervé, some Danish. We have some open-faced sandwich for lunch, you know, some nice salads to take away or eat on spot. And in the evening, it's turning happy hour from 5 to 7 o'clock, when we can serve alcohol, coming soon, hopefully. And as well, a fantastic brasserie menu by Chef Hervé. Here you have a nice burrata, one of his signature dish. And again, we have a nice Italian touch as well, Michele. We are serving illy coffee over there.
Okay, good. At least for espresso, Italian espresso is still appreciated.
Again, the ballroom. I mean, this is a masterpiece, part of the renovation. For the one who knew the previous ballroom, it was a low ceiling with 4 little pillars. So we have turned around into an opportunity. We partner with Samsung technology, where we have the biggest 360 degrees wall in Bangkok in a hotel, including an LED screen, the largest one again in a ballroom in Bangkok, with 5 LCD screens. So like I said, we bring the heritage into the new millennials with the new technology. With you see, this is one of the setups here as well, part of the LCD screens, the pre-function area, very modern. And we talk about heritage. You see the last light on the bottom right, that's the pre-function area. So the ballroom capacity is around 500 to 600 people in normal times. In social distancing time is around 300 to 350 people. We have 3 entrances to the ballroom. And if you look the entrance of the ballroom, you see the doors. This is all recycled, if I can say, but put into the new modern way from the panels behind the old rooms of the Montien, which has been totally incorporated, and it's just pure art. When you go and look into it, it's teak wood. I mean, today you cannot find this anymore. And again, with the latest technology around. So the north wing ballroom, Montien ballroom, is linked to the south wing again, where we have the Montien tip, the second ballroom, which is totally different. It's more where you have the 3 mural painting of Ajahn Paibun Suvarnakut. It's just, yeah, it's a legend in its own. Here again, to go back to the ballroom, we had before the lockdown several functions, again respecting social distancing. What is amazing, we are very well known for wedding. We were well known for the weddings in the past, and we have now 96 weddings in the pipeline for the next 10 months. Of course, people have postponed it, but they are still getting married, which is a good news. So, so they are, until middle of next year, we are very busy with weddings and functions. And thanks again to the Italian Chamber of Commerce. We have done a few of them into the ballroom.
We will have more very soon, I hope, but we will have more for sure.
Thank you. So again, different setups, and the 4 360 degrees Samsung wall. You can use it for anything. You know, you can use it. You can have a video. You can have it for different movies going in each of them separately. Yeah, it's just fantastic. And we have an event team here
Pierre,
monitoring it. Yeah.
Pierre, sorry to interrupt. Can I ask you, just to you show us like the different also activities that Montien can offer to the client. But can I be blunt and ask for your successful recipe and repositioning these fantastic products during this extremely challenging time?
Michele, I don't know if it's any secret, but I think the key, not only for me, I think it's people. And here we have 3 of our associates, you know. The one in the middle, it's a legend. You know, I think a lot of people around the world who has visited Bangkok came across Kuntik. Kuntik is over 35 years with us. That's why he looks so young. And as well, we have the 2 millennials on both sides. Remember, heritage incorporate into new lifestyle, new millennials. This was the key into the success relaunch of the new Montien. So 50 years of legend through service. We were known for the service. This is what was very important for us to keep. And again, work on our core values, which is flexibility, initiative, teamwork, sincerity. And again, our behavior is our service. So the repositioning while retaining our unique Thai charm and character. The key was digital marketing ecosystem, bringing a team, driving it, making sure that we have a new website, with digital home ground, focusing as well on all the OTAs, making sure that we have a good balance on social media, on organic and paid content. Focus again on bloggers, influencers. The second one was again to focus on guest experience, service excellence. Just look how people, again, the best is to see how people are perceiving us as a new Montien. And as well, the wow factor, the reputation online, offline, very important. Optimizing revenue, we had to reinvent ourselves with the delivery. Delivery was a small part of our business before. Now it's a very big part. We are one of the top, let's say, hotels on generating delivery revenue in Bangkok at the moment. And as well, looking where we can do with staycation, making sure that, if we can do small meetings, that we look into small meetings. So the top line was very important. And afterwards, optimizing operating costs. As being an individual hotel, I think we have definitely more margin to, let's say, optimizing cost by going line by line. We are much more faster there as well. So this was very, very important. Now you can be part of the revival too, on booking the Stay Delicious at the Montien. And we have a special offer for the Italian Chamber of Commerce. This is a QR code valid for you until end of December. It's including, for 2,690 baht, it's including breakfast.
Thank you a lot for this surprise.
No problem, Michele. A little bit of advertising, but I think it's something great if you want to be part of the revival.
But today also is 9/9, so it's 9/9. So let's say this is a much appreciated surprise. That
yeah, and it's including as well, how you call it, Michele, the breakfast and the famous cow man guy. So you can eat it either in your room or into the restaurants. So we have put this into the package and with a complimentary upgrade to the junior suite, which is 58 square meter.
Wow, it's very, very interesting. You mentioned a few minutes ago, you mentioned about being an independent hotel. Would you like to share a bit more about the challenges in being an independent hotel, but also the benefit of this position?
It's a good question you caught me, but I think for me it's more an opportunity, Michele. I think we are, as an independent hotel, especially us having the heritage we have, the legacy we have here, we're able to capitalize on market awareness, loyalty, and local uniqueness, while not requiring the same level of capital expenditure for big brands. I think we are more resilient than big brands during the pandemic. There are studies mentioning that independent hotels have emerging performing better than luxury counterpart. Demand for authentic local experience rather than traditional standard big brand experience. It's in trend at the moment. And I think as an individual property, we are more flexible and creative in terms of pricing. We move faster. And if you look as well, we talk about costs driven before. I think there definitely we made an impact in being an independent hotel.
Thank you for sharing. And it's amazing to see, let's say, that actually you were able to use the situation of the COVID and pandemic actually to renovate the hotel and to give a push on sales on different sector. But let's say, driving to the conclusion of this presentation, give us 4 words to describe Montien Hotel Surawong experience.
Wow, 4 words. I will need a few days. I would say the legend of Thai hospitality. Remember, we talked about bringing the heritage into the new lifestyle. This was an important part. Here, this is the north wing is now 100% completed, you know, including the fitness center, the pool, the Rongtong, the Param 4. The south wing, which you have now here on the picture, should open by December this year. This is the main lobby where you have the garden lounge. In the garden lounge, we're expecting to have afternoon tea, breakfast on the go, in the evening, cocktail hours. Here, if you go up the steps, this is one of the mural painting of Ajahn Pebun Suvarnakut. It's an IG photo. I mean, this will be fantastic. When they open, I think people will come over in mass. The beauty of the revival of the original, I think it's important to know. Ajahn Pebun is unfortunately not with us anymore, but his family has still carry on his legacy. And these paintings, these 4 paintings we have in the hotel, they have been working over a year. Over a year, they have been working on touching up all these 4 mural paintings. It's just beautiful. It's just pure art. On the mezzanine floor, just up the steps on the left-hand side, it's the Montien tip for 150 to 250 people, depending for dinner or for a cocktail party. Very, very famous for engagement or smaller weddings, or for board of director meetings, because you have the other 3 mural painting of Ajahn Pebun. Again, we have upstairs another 3 breakout rooms, which is linked as well to the north wing, to the grand ballroom. And I just would like to give you a little hint on the, if I may, if I have another 2 minutes, Michele,
please.
On Le Gourmet Grill, which will be as well part of the revival. It will be a restaurant, a fine dining restaurant, wood fire fine dining restaurant with the Asador grill. And we are going to have a show kitchen. We are going to have fish, meat, vegetable on the wooden fire grill, and seafood on ice. It's 68 seats, and we have 2 small semi-private rooms. And of course, with Chef Hervé, we will have a little French influence as well, you know. So that's a bit to give you an overall view of the south wing. The south wing will have a clubhouse and a rooftop bar. The rooftop bar, I cannot tell you too much because it's still a little secret, but watch out on social media. And I think our mission remains to bring the revival of the original, the Montien story, with an up-to-date lifestyle and technology. So I don't know, Michele, if this was within the time frame which was given to me to give a bit an update on what we have done here at the Montien with family Tantakit and Conduit House, and all our team members on board.
Absolutely, yes, we are on time, and thank you a lot for sharing this presentation. In the meantime, I would like to invite also the people attending this event this afternoon. If you have any question to drop in the chat, please feel free to do so. Pierre, one thing, let's say we have a question in the chat about managing the situation during the pandemic, because of course, especially in the latest few months, also Thailand was put under pressure for this. Yeah. For the hotel, for your team, how did you manage? Do you have any suggestion also for developing a smooth process during this situation. And you mentioned before that people makes the difference. Any thoughts that you feel like sharing with us today?
Yes, I think the key, Michele, during the lockdown was very clear. We wanted to have our staff and our guests safe. So safety was paramount for us. So we were very, very strict with, we have implemented the safety and health throughout the property. Social distancing, washing hands. I mean, I know it's repeating, but we had, God bless, no cluster at the hotel during the entire last 18 months. And everyone has kept safe. So this was our number one. And this was as well from the family to make sure that everyone is safe and sound in the property and when they are outside with their family. The second point was to ensure that we still deliver top service to our guests. So with the limitation of the lockdown, we follow the government restriction and trying to maximize, let's say, the delivering of the service and making sure that we maximize, the delivery to our owners. This was the second point. And the third point was during the pandemic to carry on the repositioning of the Montien, making sure that people get through the north wing and can experience it, making sure that the people know where we are going, what is the revival of the original. And now we are into our last part of the renovation, making sure that the south wing is completed by late this year. So it's a bit of mix of making sure that our staff and our guests are well taken care of, making sure that we are maximizing the top line, managing our cost as well, that we have a proper flow through. And I have to say, our owners have been fantastic during the pandemic. They have supported the team from A to Z, making sure that they're well taken care. We have kept everyone on board as we could, and it was very important, to keep the people, because the people have done this hotel over 50 years. It's and I think we can see now the end of the tunnel. I mean, you can see now the lifting of the restrictions since a week. Things are picking up. We start to get as well the last quarter bookings coming in, first quarter next year as well, looking good. And again, the team is ready, and the team is very grateful to our owner for the support during the lockdown.
Thank you a lot for sharing. And we have another question popping up, is from Kun Kanochon. I remember you told at the dancing room when I was a kid. Will you bring it back?
Oh, the dancing room. And yes, it's in the pipeline. Good point. I should have mentioned it during the presentation. We have an on the basement. We have some plan as soon as we can again open, let's say, entertainment. We have some surprise in the pipeline where we are expecting Fridays, Saturdays with a singer from New York. We are going to have ballroom dance. We are going to have a lot of activities in Anan. So watch out on social media. I cannot tell you more. At the moment, we are still on lockdown, but yes, sorry, I should have mentioned it on the presentation.
So we can follow also the activities of Montien Hotel Surawong on Facebook, Instagram,
on LinkedIn. You have, yeah.
Okay, great. And one thing I would like to ask, you mentioned before about Conduit House. You are in the position as Vice President of Conduit House. Is something that is strictly related to Montien Hotel? Would you like to share a bit more of this, if I can ask?
No, so Conduit House is an asset management company. So we have different model. We have as well where we have development, we have where we bring the capital, and where we manage the assets. So we have different projects in Japan. We have it in the Maldives, where we are managing as well properties like Hyatt Alila Maldives. We are doing the opening at the moment. We have some project in Singapore and in Tokyo, Osaka, and some more to be in the pipeline. So if someone is on the audience and needs any support, we have a big team. Look on Conduit House website. You will see and you will have a bit more information on our offices. But I'm based here in Bangkok for Conduit House, and Kun Grant is based in Hong Kong as a headquarter.
Okay, thank you very much. In the chat, we have another question, and in your opinion, how would be the best way Thailand could reopen safely and smoothly? Other countries have already regained their tourism strongholds like Maldives and United Arab Emirates. What Thailand could be doing in this way?
Good question. I would say a few points. You know, the Phuket Sandbox opening is showing that the government is trying very hard with the Tourism Authority of Thailand to open up the country step by step. You know, key was being vaccinated, going through the PCR test, you know, and no quarantine. It's a model which works. Over 300,000 room nights has been booked with the Phuket Sandbox, so it's positive vibe. The second point, which I believe it's very important and it's showing in the UK, is get a maximum of people vaccinated. And I think get the herd immunity. I think this will be very important to reopen the country. And following the latest news, it looks like by January, we should have the country open without quarantine, hopefully, if it's going as per plan. But the key here, it's to ensure that we get a speed up of the vaccination, and making sure that despite being vaccinated, that we are still doing social distancing. And I know it's repetitive, but this is so important to taking care of ourselves and to our loved ones too.
Thank you for sharing with us your ideas and suggestions.
But Michele, if I can just say something as well on what Thailand is doing, I think they are doing a fantastic job. You know, TICC, TAT, TICC, you know, are doing a fantastic job to doing all these webinars, you know, where we are involved as well, making sure that we are ready when the borders reopen. And there is a lot of traction. I'm really convinced that once we get the borders open, Bangkok and Thailand will be back in business very, very strong.
Thank you for mentioning this. Actually, in our position as an institution in Thailand, let's say we are a bridge between Italy and Thailand. We cooperate, of course, with the TICC.
Yeah.
So just for our audience, is the Thailand Convention Exhibition Bureau, which work a lot, used to work also a lot with us, because we support them to bring business to Thailand and use Thailand as a hub for business in Southeast Asia. And also the other thing is the TAT, like a Tourism Authority of Thailand. We cooperate with our team with the office in Rome, let's say, to integrate some activity, information. So for us, we work on both channels, as you mentioned, let's say the business part to bring companies back to Thailand, but also the tourism, which is also very important and vital. And that we do with the Tourism Authority of Thailand and airlines. Also, we cooperate with several airlines from Bangkok to Italy mainly. And yes, something that you mentioned is about the quarantine. That is a big question mark. The quarantine is something that is slowing down and gives uncertainty to business people. But as you mentioned, probably by January, we are going to have a lift of this situation, because traveling safely, that is the key situation to solve. Yeah. But we're doing our best, and as you mentioned, I believe that also Thailand is organized well now in delivering the vaccination at the moment. So we saw also from our point of view as a chamber that there are more vaccine available of different brands. There are more international hospital available to vaccinate people. So we try to also share among our members where are the vaccine point and make everything faster.
It's going on the right direction, Michele. I think, you know, it's we just have to look to be patient and making sure that we remain in good spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. Like a positive attitude, it's vital. And okay, I would like to invite also in our audience today, we reach up to 34 people with us this afternoon. If there is anyone else that would like to mention or ask anything, please you can drop your question in the chat. And for our friends of Montien Hotel also, if you would like to share some information, your contact in the chat, please do so, because maybe some of our participants would like to drop any request, and so we are happy to share. We have one last question in the chat. It's actually very, very long from, I believe, Miss Laila Heisman. Hi, Pierre, intriguing presentation. My question is regarding tapping into the emerging halal tourism, Muslim-friendly market segment, as the industry is now starting to recover. Malaysia, sorry, skip the line. Malaysia tourism body has announced on its interest to develop a common Muslim-friendly tourism framework with Thailand Tourist Authority of Thailand. As would the Montien Group being keen to tap into this market segment, not just from Southeast Asia, but also from Europe and Middle East. So, okay, basically the question is about opening to a Muslim-friendly services.
Yeah, I mean, Michele, we have not waited the revival of the original for that. And thanks, Leila, for mentioning it. For us, it has been a very important market in the past and will remain. You know, I think, you know, we have as well, we have halal friendly, you know, certificates as well, you know, throughout the property. And for us, it has been a huge market in our property. We had people from Indonesia, from Middle East, from Malaysia, from all parts of the world. And I have to say, we have a lot of very regular guests. So Leila, I hope one day I will be able to welcome you and show you what we are doing for all of you.
That's actually an interesting question. Let's say if we have any participant from Europe or Italy, we can mention, I can mention that in Thailand, we experience a good integration of several cultures. That is also part of the identity of Thailand. So I believe that the hospitality industry is capable in integrating any type of request. As they do on, let's say, on a parallel level, we can mention this on a medical sector, for example. Thailand is also welcoming and is recognized as a hub, as a medical hub, and this is also a very important industry for Thailand.
And Leila, I think you are from Malaysia, if I understand correctly. You know, I mean, it's one of our major markets in our hotel, so really hope to welcome you soon.
But thank you for.
Sorry, Singapore, Leila. Okay, not so far away. Singapore is a big part too, Leila.
Yes, no, absolutely. Like the medical hub, and something that we mentioned about it is actually Thailand is attracting a lot of people from the Middle East, recognized as a medical hub, but also from the United States. So those countries that they might afford medical services on a high expensive cost. Thailand is capable of delivering the same service, so a very high quality service at a cheaper price. That's true, and it's important. In our network of companies, we have, of course, this. Today we talk about hospitality business. We work with several industries, and we have also several international hospitals among our members. And this, we will touch this point probably in another type of webinar, but today, Pierre, I think like something that I want to highlight of your presentation, it's very interesting, is bringing up the heritage that Montien is delivering and offering to the customer. So it's something that in a huge city like Bangkok, we don't see so clearly nowadays. Of course, everything is modern, and it's not so easy anymore to see the identity of the Thai heritage in Bangkok downtown. So I believe that in your presentation, we were able to see, and I experienced that while visiting Montien Hotel before, that it's very interesting to see this heritage, let's say, offered in a modern way to any customer, any person, any guest visiting your hotel. This is...
Thank you to give us the opportunity, Michele, and thanks to the audience to be around today. And again, I really hope with my team here we can welcome you soon, either for some Khao Man Gai or the staycation special offer, don't forget. And important, remain safe.
Absolutely. I think we can wrap it up. So I would like to thank you, Pierre. I would like to thank you and your team for being with us today. And we really hope to meet each other in presence very soon. In the meantime, we will share the presentation of Montien today to any participant. Stay tuned, because within a few days we will upload the registration of this video on TICC YouTube channel. In the caption, we will put all information to reach Montien Hotel in case you need anything. And we will see very soon for the next upcoming webinar next week. And I think for today it's all. That's all. And thank you again, everyone.
Thank you, Michele. Thank you, Conduit. Thank you for everyone for joining today. Kopun Maka. Grazie mille.
Thank you. Thank you a lot.
Thank you.
Stay safe, everyone. Kopun Kap. Thank you.